So I put the base together and I switched the pots to, I got a hold of some 65 pots with a new, well, with the original 65 plate as well. It works really well. I'm not sure the bridge is original, and there has been another bridge on there because there are some weird screw holes. Somebody did a weird cover-up job of these at first, and they did some sort of paint work on it to make it look like a different wood maybe. And I'm suggesting that this is actually a relic job of some sorts. I have no idea what this could be. And this has also been sanded a bit, so I think it has a lot of cool wear. Like, this looks very original, but some of the wear looks like it's been like hand relic. So I'm thinking of. At first I thought, that's pretty cool. I'm not gonna refinish it, but second thought, I think I will. I got this pick guard as well, that I had laying around. I've sprayed it with some yellow clear lacquer, make it look old, and that horn part always ships off, so maybe I'll work on it some more. But I think I'm gonna refinish it. I'm not quite sure what the color. We'll see. The neck has a weird bow to it. See, it looks, the string spacing looks good there, and the nut is very good. I had some work done to it, but there's a bow. You see, it leans towards the, like the G string is a bit closer to the edge around the 4th and 5th fret, and the E string is, so it's got a weird bow to it. Let's see if I can. And the guitar tech that I went to first, he wasn't able to fix it, so we'll see about that. Okay. There, I got the worst rust off of there. For now, I just stuck every piece in the vise of the drill, and give it a go with some steel wool. Turned out alright. Still got to do these. Okay, so I've sanded the body in the spots that it needed to be sanded a lot. There's still a bit of deep wear, especially there's a huge hole. And I'm now gonna use some wood filler. I've already used some grain filler on this and sanded it a bit more before the first coat of white primer, and it's pretty decent, but it got a few spots where it needs some serious wood filler. And I think there's one that's right there as well. There's a huge jack. Yeah, okay, so I'll get back to you after the wood filler is on. Well, way better than before. Alright, so we're trying to just do a little touch up on the neck, the missing parts, and I'm not an expert, so I'm just gonna try a little bit of shellac. This is already mixed up, and then perhaps finish it off with some Danish oil. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna try to maybe I can do this one hand actually. Yeah, okay. Looks like I can. Let's see how this turns out. Huh. Not that much effect. Maybe a little bit. I have a little bit of So, let's give it a little bit of that. Tiny bit. Didn't do too much either. Maybe just I'll go on with I'll do a bunch more layers of shellac and we'll see how it turns out. Doing a bunch of coats of white lacquer like they did in the old days before the main coat of the metallic gold is put on there. I'm going back and forth spraying a thin coat, wait until it dries, look for any inconsistencies, and then back at it. This is maybe the fourth coat, and you can see from afar it looks pretty darn good, but up close there's some hairs. I noticed last time that I forgot to fill in a dent here right next to the neck pocket. It's not gonna look very good later on, so I'm gonna have to fill that in and sand a bit more. Here was a bunch of hairs, and it's like small hairs from the fine grit, what's it called, steel wool, that I'm just forgetting to brush off at times, but it's coming together nicely. Alright, so I actually decided to sand down the worst parts using first 180 and then some steel wool, and it's actually getting a pretty nice result. I've been going back and forth with the steel wool and the shellac, and it's turning out pretty good. I've been using the like, after I sand it a bit, I use some of the staining, and that gets a pretty just a little tiny bit darker where it needs to go. And then I use some shellac. Just go over it, polish this up nicely. Then I use some steel wool, smooth it out, and then more shellac, and it's actually turning out pretty nice. And also, I've been really bad with updating on the body, but I've done a white primer and I started painting it in gold, and it's the lighting's too bad. I'll show you in good light, but it looks pretty good. There, I'm up to a few coats of gold now, and it's I'm actually getting real excited about this. It's going very well. I just sprayed it, that's why it's so shiny there. Okay. Now to the big question. I'm really happy with the finish. I put some polish on there, and it's looking pretty good. But do I want this or this? None of them are original to the base. It didn't come with a pickguard, but these both fit all right, and both look killer. Okay, we'll see. Kind of like that look. Well, update. I'm about to put some polish on it. This is furniture polish. Works pretty good actually. So let me put the box. I've been going over this using the shellac, and I ended up with 2 coats of Danish oil, and I mean, it's definitely not perfect. I wasn't able to match the color. Like, you can still see like the brighter spots, but they're really smooth now. Before they were like the finish had cracked a bit, but now it feels really good. And I knew it was gonna be really hard to match the finish even with the proper stain, but I'm happy so far. It's like my first, the first thing I did. That's like this. Sorry. Let me see. So I'm just gonna put some furniture polish on here. Let that sit, and then buff it out. We'll see. This turned out way better than I have than I expected. I got it done. Look at that. I went with a Toro's pickguard since it looked the most original. It's not a matching headstock, but I didn't want to ruin the original logo. Got flat wound strings on it, looks vintage. This ashtray is a bit worn. Kind of goes with the finish, but I might replace it with a nice new chrome one to match the shiny scratch plate here. Got the tug bar as well. You know, back in the day when the guy that designed them, he thought that you were supposed to play with your thumb. That's what that's for, but yeah, and I got a hold of this case. It's a 68 to 71 case, not sure exactly, but 68 base, 68 case. It's real nice. Nothing in here yet. Sweet.